Oh, it's me. Right, let me just flip over to YouTube and see how long the delay is this time. And hopefully it's working. Yay! Anyone who joined me on Thursday will realise that's quite a relief because it wasn't working particularly well on Thursday. I now know what the problem was. There was a software update and I needed to readjust my cameras. So nothing more than that. And sorry, I've got a sweet because I've got a slightly tickly throat. It's very foggy around here today and it kind of gets into my windpipe. So anyway, hopefully we'll have a few people jumping on soon. I'm going to be using Punch Party today. This is the Hostess set from the sale-a-bration catalogue. We've only got 3 weeks of sale-a-bration left. Going to cry. 3 weeks to get all those lovely free products. So yeah, I thought I would use this. This is a free product with a £275 order. Not many people necessarily are going to get it, but if you got together with your friends and put in a large order, you could certainly get this as a thank you for putting in a large order, which would be good. So hopefully we'll get a few people coming in a minute. Oh, time for a quick drink. Audrey's here, yay! I wondered if I'd actually managed to go live or not, Audrey. I was just saying I've got a sucky sweet because I've got a slightly tickly throat, courtesy of the fog. But hey ho. Claire's here, Joanna's here, Jane's here, Kay's here. Suddenly you're all here. Wonderful. So yes, Punch Party is what I'm using. And I'm going to make 2 quite different cards that are the same. There's a thing. Hi Lorna. So do remember while you're here to subscribe if you don't already subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's always a lovely way of supporting people whose videos you watch. Takes about 2 seconds. And if you want to know when I go live, just hit the alert bell as well. And of course, leave comments. And if you enjoy the video and the projects, obviously give it a thumbs up. That would be great. Late breakfast. Yeah, we had an early one, 7:30. But hey, I'm just going to get rid of this sweet, and then I'll get started. It's very rude of me to be eating a sweet. I do apologise. Hot coffee helps to melt it. But I was suddenly, I was listening to Radio 2 and they have they change presenters at 10 o'clock and I was merrily thinking, well, I can still hear the old presenter. Yeah, I was streaming it, so it was actually a little delayed. And I suddenly realised it was 10 o'clock. Right. Okay, so as I say, Punch Party. I'm also going to be ticking the Valentine's Day, but we could, of course, say Galentine's, which I know is this new thing. It's been going since, I want to say 2010, so it is quite new. But let me flip us down. There we go. And. Right, so, as I say, I've got 2 cards I'm going to be making, and I just need to grab my bits. And this is going to be sale-a-bration, and a bit more sale-a-bration. So I just need to adjust my screen. There we go. So I'm going to start with a card that uses the. Let me grab my sale-a-bration. Huge exploding sale-a-bration catalogue. So this is page 3. It's the Paper Blooms Designer Series paper, which has got lots of super patterns in it, including patterns that are not flowery. But because I am using this as a Valentine's card, I am going to go down the flowery route, and I'm using this little, what I would call ditzy pattern, which is in Rococo Rose, and then on the back there are the big flowers. So I'm just going to have that on there. This is a slightly larger mat than I would normally use, so I've taken an extra 1/8 of an inch off it, just so that we've got a wider Rococo Rose border. I've got some Rococo Rose linen, the scalloped edge ribbon, so that's going to go across. Brilliant way of showing that we've got this wonderful colour coordination. So that's always good. I've just realised the one thing I forgot to bring over, which is my Rococo Rose blends. So, because I also want to use some of the resin hearts. I might use them in white, but equally I might colour them. So I am going to grab a Rococo Rose ink pad. So we're really going, throw as much Rococo Rose at this as possible. I've got a thick white card base. I'm still on Whisper White. I'll still be on Whisper White for quite a while. I laid in lots of stock, and yeah, so I will be using it up because that's what one needs to do. This is a scrap of the aforementioned Whisper White. Oops, so let's just clear some of the decks. So I've got my Rococo Rose ink pad. Now, the stamp set is called Punch Party for a reason. However, what I would say is that this does coordinate with the Scallop Heart Punch, but the Scallop Heart Punch takes a little bit off the edge. Hi Deb, all the way from Iowa, the Night Owl, absolutely. Oh, and while I remember, those of you in the US, particularly on the East Coast, who have got dreadful, dreadful weather, I hope you're keeping safe. I think we're about to get some dreadful weather over here as well. Possibly not where I am in Oxfordshire, but elsewhere. We've already got lots of snow in Scotland. Apparently, ironically, it's the best ski season for Aviemore that they have had for years. Hi Karen, hi Daryl. So I've stamped this in Rococo Rose, and I will be using that again, but I'll get rid of it for the moment. So this is my Rococo Rose, my Scallop Heart Punch, and if I pop this in, you will possibly see what I mean by it doesn't quite line up, but it's fine. So that's my heart, and there is the smallest amount of the stamp pattern left on the card, but I'm really not worried about that. This is what I'm looking for. Now I am going to use some Rococo Rose. Oh, hi Judith, didn't see you there. I'm going to use some Rococo Rose ink on my heart. I'm just going to bring in my scrappy scrap. Although this was used for Rich Razzleberry and Blackberry Bliss, it's not really giving any off, so we're good to go. I have got, if they ever arrive, some more brushes coming, and I'm going to have one per kind of colour family. So I'm just adding the smallest hint of blush, really, to the heart. I don't want to go, you know, mad. I just want it to not be white. And the reason for that is that the background of the paper that I'm using isn't white. It is probably pale Rococo Rose. So that is that. I will need that. So again, I'm just going to brush that. I have got a micro pour cloth, which helps to get some of the ink off as well. Not that it's really an issue. What I would say, I tried washing mine. This had, needless to say, red on it, and it is clean. It's just red. I think what I should have done is either not clean it or soak it. But it's fine. It is fine. It will become my red brush when I get my other brushes. Right, so I know I've got, because I put it out on a block. There it is, it's hiding. So I'm using the You Make My Heart Happy. Now, I don't see that as necessarily Valentine's. So you could use it for just, I like you. You could use it for Galentine's. You could use it for all sorts of occasions. You don't just have to use it for Valentine's. And that's that. So I'll get rid of that. I do just need to clean my stamps off because I will be changing colours. And although I'm going to be going, well, I'm going to be going to a more orange pink rather than a lighter or darker pink. Right, so let's bring back in my bits. So I've got my this, and this is where white would have been very stark, but by adding a bit of the rose, it's not quite so bad. I might actually just see if there's a little bit more that I can add. And yes, I know I'm doing it straight onto the designer series paper, but guess what? It's not going to show. Okay, so I'm going to add this to my Rococo Rose base, just with some seal and a cat hair apparently. So how is everyone else doing? Have you got foul weather yet? We've got warnings of ice. Can't understand how I missed this stamp set. Because it's one of the free ones, Kay. Let me show you. I'll just add this as in free with a specific order. So it is in the sale-a-bration brochure, but it does rather hide. So it's a question of you either qualify for it or you don't, because it is this one. So it's the host set. So unless your order is £275, you're not going to get it. But if you do have a £275 order, then you will qualify for it. And it will make you order it. Ask me how I know. Non-stop rain in Dorset for the last 2 weeks. Garden looks like a pond. Karen, yes, I know what you mean. We're almost on an island now, so our village is built just to the side of a floodplain. Our village is very old, it goes back to Saxon times. This is Seal Plus, by the way. So yes, we go back to Saxon times. Rococo Rose and linen scalloped edged ribbon, or whatever it's called, but you know what I mean. So yes, the road into our village from the village next door is currently flooded. It's about 2 foot deep in water. We have a wood that is very aptly called Neptune Wood because it's currently underwater. Your heart is in the catalogue. My heart probably is in the catalogue. Anyhow, so yes, I take your rain very seriously because, as I say, we are cut off at the moment in one direction, and as we are the middle of 3 bridges that cross the Thames, the one further upstream is flooded, so that's a no-go, and the one downstream I think is all right, but it is quite a serious thing. Murky morning, lots of rain in the night. Yeah, we've had more rain. I mean, hubby and I go out for our afternoon constitutional every day, and there is no choice but wearing wellies. And yesterday we went through the wood and we were walking through 6 inches of water. It really is quite serious, and that is not because of the river. That is sheer water, just sheer weight of water. Because the wood isn't that close to the river. Oh, just in case you're looking for it, Yes, it is in the catalogue. It's right at the back. Right, so that is my ribbon, which is almost straight. And somewhere I put my heart. Oh, for heaven's sake. Oh, I put it on top of my next ink pad. So that's just going to go there on some dimensionals, or probably edges of dimensionals, looking at what I've got left. As it is mostly edges that I have left on this sheet. I've got a couple of actual dimensionals, but let's use some edges. Always makes me feel good to use the edges. I feel as if I'm not being wasteful. You're sheltered a bit by the Grampians, are you? But yes, it's the forecast for the UK for the next pretty much week is very, very cold. Hello, Tonya. Welcome. You haven't missed that much. All I've done so far, well, I say that, I'm about to finish my first card, but not completely. So that's my, your heart, you make my heart happy, even. And then what I want to try, and again, I put them out, why do I keep burying things? I desperately, and I know I say this most weeks, I desperately need to clean my stamp studio. So this is the dark Rococo Rose. It is quite pink. So what's the, I think the light might be better. It's a slightly duskier shade. We'll give it a go and see. So I'll colour a couple and see what they look like. I may not use them if they're, yeah, no, I think I'll just use white. Take your pick. So take your pick tool. I don't know though. No, actually I didn't quite like them. Yeah. They are quite, the light ones are quite nice actually. 40 degrees. So 40 degrees Fahrenheit or centigrade? Because that's quite different. This is the light, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, there's a difference to that. Tired of the weather. Morning, Nemone. Fed up of wet dog walking. Yes, I'm sure. Hot. Okay. Yes, probably don't need the first of those words. Very probably would do quite nicely. So I'm guessing you're in Australia or New Zealand. Your dog likes to play in the puddles. Yeah, I think it depends on your dog. So we used to have a Labrador and then a Welsh Springer Spaniel, and by we I mean my parents, really. I was brought up with a Labrador who seemed to think I was part of her pack. So these aren't making a huge impact probably from where you're sitting, but the recipient will see that they're there. Not that I know who the recipient is going to be, but you get what I mean. So let me just bring that up. So they are just very, very gentle little embellishments. So you're in Australia, okay. No, don't apologise, but yes. I advertise this as being a child-friendly channel, that's all. That's not to say I wouldn't use similar language myself. You've got a golden retriever. Yeah, you see, golden retrievers and Labradors really like water. Our Welsh Springer Spaniel, my parents' Welsh Springer Spaniel, was okay with water-ish. The reason I say ish is because she wasn't terribly keen on the fact that my mother decided to throw her into a pond once because she rolled in something foxy and the smell was quite interesting. So this is the crinkle ribbon, and I'm going to dye it with my dark Flirty Flamingo. And this time I'm using the, is it Field and Flowers, Flowers and Field? Anyway, I'll show you where it is in the catalogue in a moment. And yes, I'm using my black card base to do this on, because guess what, it's black. So it's not going to show. This will take a little while to dry, not a huge time, but it will take a wee while to dry, which is why I do it first, so that it can be drying whilst we do everything else. So that I will just hang. Right, so let me find the paper in the catalogue. It is, I can never remember what it's called. Here we go. Flower and Field Designer Series paper, which I seem to have quite a lot of, and I've got more coming. So it's basically a black background, but I am finding this paper very, very helpful for some of its B-sides. So this is a B-side, this is a B-side, and I'll show you the B-side of the one that I'm using in a moment. But it's a really nice, it's a nice mix, because you can use it for masculine and feminine. And that's on page 10, by the way. So this is the card, the paper rather, that I'm going to use. The red is Cherry Cobbler. There's also Poppy Parade, Flirty Flamingo, which I'm pulling Flirty Flamingo, because this is the Flirty Flamingo, and it's on a white base, and there's Petal Pink as well. So let me pop these bits to one side. I've got a liner, because obviously trying to write on black is not that easy. So same piece of scrappy white, same stamps, which have stuck together, and a Flirty Flamingo ink pad, and I am going to add Flirty Flamingo ink to my background, as I did with the previous one. And I'm also going to be using this stamp for something else. So I just want to pop that to one side for the moment and just bring this in. And my mat, I'm just going to pop that out of the way for the moment. So I'm going to ink up my pad again, and what I'm going to do, actually I'm going to go in that way, is I'm going to stamp. I'm going to start with the corners. Didn't need to ink all of this up. Start with the corners. They are lovely papers, aren't they, Leda? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Right, so we've got that little bit. You could actually just leave it like that. I mean, no reason not to, frankly. And then I'm going to come in and just add a little bit of frou-frou. Or possibly not. There we go. Just a little bit, and as you can see, I'm not being particularly pernickety about it. I'm just adding it. But it's just, I like to, I do this a lot with punches, but look at your stamps and see what you've got that can do different things. I'm going to do the top first, or this bit, just so that I can get this kind of lined up in the middle, like that. But yes, don't just think of your stamps as being what they look like. Actually look at them and see what other shapes they've got. It's coming a little bit far. So we've got this little border around the outside. So that's that done. Do need that again. And I'm just going to punch out my heart. And the reason I'm punching it first is so that I don't end up using the blender brush other than on the heart. So I don't really want this whole piece of white card to end up with Floaty Flamingo on it. So again, I'm going to use the same brush because it's clean. It's magic. And I'm coming from the side a bit more this time. Now, you may have noticed, if you have looked at my website this morning and also my YouTube, that there is no Simple Stamping Saturday today. That is because later today at 2 o'clock, we have got a blog hop, and it's all on that really good seasonal thing to be doing early, Christmas. So there's a whole group of us that will be posting Christmas projects this afternoon at 2 o'clock UK time. So that's why I haven't got a Simple Stamping Saturday. You're going to try that, are you, Nemini? Good. It is a lovely heart punch. So we've gone really to the opposite end of the pink spectrum. So if I bring that in, very much a blue pink and very much an orange pink, but I would still call them pink. So I don't need either of those again. Don't need that again. So pop my card away. Not my card, my rough paper. I say that, this isn't exactly clean. Right, so let us put this together. Seal. Let's get it started. I may have to change refills part way through, who knows. So there's a thing actually. So anyone who is looking to really max out on sale-a-bration, and I know a lot of you on here are demonstrators, same goes. Do remember that you can always stock up on stuff now that you need for later in the year. So for those of you who are not demonstrators, as demonstrators, and I kind of don't like using that word, demonstrator makes it feel like everybody that is part of Stamping Up has to do what I do, and they don't. You can just be a member. But we earn rewards as well, so it's not just people who shop with us or join, it is also people who are already part of the Stamping Up family, who can make the most of some rewards. And basically the reward that we get as members, I think members are a nicer word, is free product. I mean, you know, free product. That really is the best thing you can have. So yes, and what we can also do is have our free product from items in the annual catalogue, because when that goes live for pre-order, we're allowed to use our rewards from, hi Renee, we're allowed to use our rewards from sale-a-bration for new catalogue stuff. So I'm just going to use this at the end here. So I am using this host stamp set. Now, if you are not already a member of Stamping Up, if you're looking to spend the sort of money that means you would qualify for this host set, because it is free with a qualifying order of £275. I don't know what that translates to in other currencies, but anyway. If you are placing that sort of order, I would actually say don't. I would say buy the starter kit, because you're going to get, for £99, including your shipping, you're going to get £130 of product that you choose, plus 5 packs of designer series paper that won't be available until the new annual catalogue. So I've just done a half bow, or half knot rather there. And as I say, free shipping, catalogues, all those sorts of things, so you can give those to your friends. But yes, you get £53.75 worth of pattern paper that otherwise you would have to wait until the annual catalogue came out in May in order to get. And if you join now, in the UK you do have to wait for 2 weeks before you can place your first order. That's to do with UK legislation, nothing to do with Stampin' Up. So if you join now, you've still got time to place another order during sale-a-bration and get sale-a-bration items for free, but with a 20% discount. What's not to love? So that's that there. I'm going to just pop my liner in while I'm kind of fiddling. And then I will pop my heart on top, and I'll have a look at what Flirty Flamingo looks like on the resin dots. Otherwise I'll just use them white. In fact, I could use them, I may be able to get away with using them red, only because there is a lot of red in the paper, so it may just work. Let me just bring them in. It may not. I think these are real red. Yes, they are real red. But yeah, no, they're just going to die. I think I'll leave them white. I'll do one Flirty Flamingo and see what it looks like. I'll just colour that while I am popping this on. And again, we're going to go over there and use some of our corner or edge bits rather. There. I like to have straight edges too, in inverted commas, straight edges. And what I'm then going to do is show you the other punches that work with the stamp set, so if you are tempted by it, you can see if you can rustle up some friends to put an order in. Hello, Jan. Bye, Audrey. Thank you for your email this morning, Jan. No, it wasn't you. It was someone else. No, it was a different Jan. I'm getting myself confused. So, you make my heart happy. Oh, I might actually pop it over the ribbon this time. So it's going to be the same card but different, if you see what I mean. And let's just see. Let me see whether I want to go white or Flirty Flamingo with my hearts. Oh, I think I might go Flirty Flamingo. Right, so we need to colour some more hearts with Flirty Flamingo. Sharon, you're never late. You can always catch up. Sharon. You can always catch up on replay afterwards, so please don't apologise, but welcome. So I'm just going to colour 5 of these because I like my odd numbers. Do be gentle with your brush tip. Don't, stab it too much. I do like to kind of give it a couple of layers. So those will need to dry a little bit. Ow, I've locked my knees. Oh, ow, ow. So while they're drying, I'm just going to bring in my scrap again and show you what I mean by it, which other punches they go with. So I always think it's much better to see things in action. Okay, so let's have a look. Use that one and that one first, and we're going to run out of blocks, but we'll give it a go. That one and that one. if you've got an outline one like this, so let me do that again. If you've got one of these photopolymer with a hole in the middle, I always like to, don't always remember, I always like to put it onto the, oh, thank you, Kay. Yeah, put it on the card and then pick it up, because you're less likely to get wibble. And I'll show you what I mean by wibble in a moment. So I'm going to get a much darker ink pad so that it's easier to see. So I've got early espresso. I love early espresso. I will finish this off in a minute, but I just want to show you this first. So early espresso is one of the, oh, I didn't prepare my stamp. Excuse me, that's just not good enough. Haven't used this stamp before, so, ooh, that's not clean. It's a rough approximation of clean, but it's not clean. That's better. Right, so just prepare your stamp. It comes with a film on that's part of the manufacturing process, so that's better. So it's just need to keep an eye on which direction I'm going in. That right. Just thinking, which way does the stamp come in? Punch rather come in. So that's that. Lovely stamp. Oh, like that a lot. My heart is everywhere you are. So that's that. Now I am going to be brave and see if I can get the frame around it. It is photopolymer, so it should be relatively easy. Famous last words. Oh, it's almost like I knew what I was doing there for a moment. So that's that one, and then that goes there. So right, okay. This one I have used before, so I'm going to pop that one. Yeah, that one there. And this one I've also used before. Yep, just checking. That one there. And there are other bits that you can fit in. So let me just clean up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this job properly for a change. Turn that over so it's not quite so disgustingly dirty. And while I'm at it, right, okay, so let's see, we've also got, oh yeah, oh, don't want to open that up because I've got the stamps out. Stupid girl. Right, so let's take that one off and put that one on. So that's that. That will fit in there, but I think we've got something better to fit in there. That will do that one. So we'll take that off, put that on. And I want something else for this one. Oh, actually, I know what I'll do. I will do something slightly different. Right, so, okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this one in here. Didn't prepare my stamp again. Got away with it. And this one, which I have used quite a lot. There. And then, so I just want to show you the stamps, the punches that they go with. So the jewel oval, I think it's called the jewel oval, goes with this one. And the key is to line up the loops with the loops, as it were. So that's that. I will be cutting that out in a moment because I don't want to punch a huge hole in my card. Grab my rectangle postage stamp punch. That's that one, but it's also, particularly if I can get it straight, that one. And of course you could put the frame round it. And then the last one is this oval piece. And I'm just going to do that. Don't need that. And the reason I've done that is because that's going to go in that way. And had I gone in from underneath, it would have ended up punching the other oval. So really nice little, I'll pick them up in a moment. Let me just get rid of my punches. So this one would be better with the frame around it, but you get the idea. And that one, this one I love. Oh, gonna have to use that a lot. And that one. Plus they obviously go with the stamp set that's in the mini. Right, so let's bring this back in and finish off this card. And then we can do the I've got to pose for my cute picture bit, and we will be done. So, no, I'm going to keep them closer this time, I think. So one, I do like the idea of having one up there, and then kind of try and find a darker spot for them. So again, a really subtle little finish that is going to be more for the recipient than anyone else. So that is that. So these are the two cards that we've made using that stamp set. I mean, obviously you can switch out the sentiment and use something else, but I just thought it was nice to see what you could do with that stamp set. Too late today, as I thought you were not going live this Saturday. Ah, no, I'm not doing Simple Stamping Saturday, Pam. You'll be able to catch up, so that's fine. Pretty cards. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Tonya. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on. Right, I'm going to flip up so that we can do that whole... Oops, that'll be a punch then. Let me just go back there. So these are our two cards. So if I come that way, you can see our two cards. As I say, if it's good enough for Kylie Bertucci, it's good enough for me. Looking forward to receiving that set. Oh, you ordered it, Nemone. Well done. Thank you, Judith. So yes, these are they. And as I say, I think they are really different. I mean, they're obviously the same design. Thank you, Renee. Obviously the same design, but very, very different feel just by changing the paper, really, and taking the lead from the paper. So do always think about that. So off to play, Daryl. Well, yes. And we've got a team meeting this week. So yes, we're doing a mystery stamping for the team this week. And Daryl, bless her, she made a lovely card. And oh no, it's not this week. It's next. It's not this coming week. It's. Oh yes, it is. No, it is. Couldn't read my own diary. So yes, we're doing a mystery stamper, and Daryl made a lovely card, and she was just packing away, and she dropped the ink pad on it. So, but I want to see that one as well, Daryl. I hope that's not in the bin. Simple but beautiful. Thank you. Yes. Well, that's kind of. It's Saturday. I may not be doing Simple Stamping Saturday, but it is Saturday. And this actually would be a really good design for simple stamping because you can just do it without the punches. And it's the sort of thing, if you have more than one of these sets, yes, I know that's a lot of money, but if you have more than one of these sets, give them away. You've kept it, good, because I want to see it, because I'm sure it was wonderful. Daryl is a brilliant, brilliant designer when it comes to cards, I'm sure with everything else as well. But yes, so we're having mystery stamping, so they all got a recipe for a card, and can use anything, basically, to make it. So any colours, any paper, any whatever, just so long as they tick all the boxes on the recipe. So I'm looking forward to that. That should be good fun. Anyhow, thank you very much indeed for joining me today. If you've got weird weather, whether that's really hot in Australia or really cold in the US or here, please keep safe, keep wearing the mask, bring on the vaccinations, and hopefully we will all be going back to some sort of normal soon. But in the meantime, make the most of sale-a-bration. Only 3 more weeks to go, because it's a short month, February, and we've only got 2 months of sale-a-bration, so keep it going. Anyhow, thank you very... Oh, I was going to say, anyhow, my ordering special this month is for the... I think I'm right in saying, is for the opal rounds. So if you want opal rounds, do remember to check out my ordering special. £45 order before P&P. Kay, I can't at the moment do anything like that, but I may well have a spare set. So drop me an email, Kay. Liz Yuille at artlover, one word, .com. Drop me an email and we will have a discussion. But yes, liz.yuille at artlover.com. Thank you very much indeed for joining me today. I will just pop up the end screen and have a really good day.